All right, we're going to go over some number lines in this video. So, a couple things, tips to remember when reading a number line. Always check the scale, right? Um, when you're checking the scale, remember that we're trying to figure out what is it, how much from one tick mark to the next, right? Once we figure that out, then we can figure out the rest of the measurements and locations of each point. So taking a look at this first example here, I have 0 to 4, right? And I want to know how much is it from one tick mark to the next. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find the difference. What's 4 subtract 0? Right, that gets me 4. And how many tick marks is it from 0 to 4? Well, it's 1, 2, 2. So that means I'm going to divide by 2. That means then I'm going to add 2 from 1 to the next. So that's every 2. So each tick mark is 2. Right? So now if I try to figure out the location of this blue point, right? So that's -2, -4, -6. If I want to try to figure out to the red point, right, that's going to be 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So same thing goes on with the next one. All right. I've got 2 points here that I can grab. I've got the 10 and the 70. So I'm going to do 70 subtract 10, which gets me 60. And then I've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tick points from 10 to 70. So I'm going to take 60 divide by 6 gets me 10. So that means I increase by 10. All right. So 10 plus 10, that's a 20. So then I know that this is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. That verifies what I'm doing here. So 10, let's see here. This is going to be 0, -10, -20, -30. And then, so that's going to be a -30, -6 up there. And then to the red point, that's 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Next one, right? So we have a 0 to a 1. So 1 subtract 0, that gets me 1. And I have a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1 divided by 10. So that means it's 1/10, right? If it helps, you can change it to a decimal. That's 0.1. So that means this is point. So I'm going to add a tenth every time. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. So it turns out this is 0.9. Okay. To figure out that red point then, we got, so we already had a 1, so we got a whole. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9. So 1 and 9/10. All right. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to cover tips to measuring with a ruler. Tip number 1, check the scale. Second one, if you can't realign the ruler, you can measure by subtracting the values of the endpoints. Always make sure that you're aware of what type of ruler you're using too. This first ruler that we're using, it's in English units, and then the second one that we're using is in metric units. So let's take a look at this first one. Oh, I cannot realign this ruler at all, right? So I'm going to start off with the 2 here. So I've got it starts at 2, and it looks like it ends at 4.5. So really, if I subtract these two, right? 4.5 subtract 2, that gets me 2.5. So 2.5 is what the measurement here in inches. Right. Next one. So again, I cannot realign this ruler, so I can just do the subtraction. Here I have a 3, and it looks like I have a 9.1. So 9.1 subtract 3, that gets me a 8.8. So this is 8.8 centimeters.